So the new Punisher War Journal 2-pack featuring Frank and Bushwacker are finally in my hands. Both look great so far, and although there are some shortcomings from Hasbro, this is a solid set overall. So let's get into the video and get a closer look. Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be diving into the new Punisher War Journal 2-pack from Hasbro. Features Punisher and Bushwacker together with some nice accessories. So let's take a closer look. So here we'll start off with the actual box itself and the packaging. Here you can see it's a nice open window. You get to see a lot. On the left-hand side here, you see a Punisher logo, some tape, your standard tape there that keeps the box obviously closed. Back side here, some nice art and references to the comic books that from this actual storyline between these two back in the 90s. Again, you get some nice artwork here on the right-hand side and the actual Punisher logo. Right. So overall, from oops, sorry, and overall it looks great and gives you a nice close window into the actual box. Right. So moving on to actually pulling these bad boys out of the box. Right. Pull off from the side. You just pull these dudes out of their packaging, standard wise. Right. No big change there. So you can see a really nice sort of overview of the characters side by side, as well as the accessories together. Right. I like how they're kind of sitting next to one another and the lineup of the actual weapons and accessories there. Right. So moving the actual dudes out of the way, get some really nice backdrop sort of shot here of the pulling some art from the actual comic book source material, which is great. So I really like this because you can use it as a backdrop for certain poses, at least the center part of it, and it's just a really nice reference point to this series, right? Now moving closer to the actual figures and accessories themselves here, you can see how Frank and Bushwhacker look side to side. Bushwhacker is a little taller in terms of scale, not much of a difference, but again, he was larger in the comics, right? So moving to actually trying to get Frank out of the packaging, here we go, right? And this is why a lot of kids' toys are moving to non-plastic, frustration-free because of this reason. But nevertheless, let's get Frank out of the actual packaging itself. Okay, here we go. Now you can kind of see, some nice details, really good color and sort of paint application with the body, the white itself. Really like the black, looks nice, shaded well. Some nice muscular forms throughout the actual mold. So it's good that they're able to add this in the details of the accessories, right? Quickly taking a first look into Bushwhacker as well. As I kind of pull him out, right? You can see here he has that really nice sort of multiple muzzle launchers from his left arm there. Really like the blue color applications and how the contrast sits between the two actual colors between his pants and his legs. Again, nice muscular form on his arms, right? The hair came out very good. And overall, really like the actual packaging together. So moving into Frank's articulation and design overall, you can see here has some really good articulation points that are hidden well. You got the head and sort of neck area here. For the arms, it does move up and down fairly well. Also move side to side to give you that sort of T look, right? So good articulation there. Good bend in the actual elbows and the arms overall. Good rotation of the arms towards the back of him, right? The leg has also good kick motion to the front, give you 90-degree angles. Some good rotation on the hip, towards hip area, not so much. Some toe movement or rather ankle movement, and also rotation towards the actual back calves or back of his calves. Not too much. Some standard hands. I do like how the head moving up, down, left side to side. Good. His ab crunch area you can see here is a problem because little design flaw with the magazines on his chest because it kind of blocks it, right? But it does have rotation there, which is good. Here's some additional ab crunching that you can see here in terms of articulation. Some nice moles throughout the body. Overall, he has some good basic articulation movements, especially when you want to pull the weapons, like the actual over here and where he actually stands in terms of motion. So again, also good range of motion and nothing that really stands out from a negative standpoint in terms of how you can position him. So moving on to Bushwhacker here, right? You can see his articulation points are a little more exposed just because of lighter coloring throughout his body. good neck rotation or head rotation up and down, left to right. There, some good muscular form. You can see his shoulder joints there, which isn't too bad though, because it's well covered. Right, range of motion here, up and down. Nice close-up look of his arm cannons here on the left in his left arm. So really cool. Now good veins, good movement again between his arms. The bend in his elbows. Uh, the sort of T form doesn't come out as well here. It kind of just stops. Doesn't really go all the way full 180-degree line. Nevertheless, not too bad. Good range of motion front and back though of his actual arms. The knee joints feel stiff here. I can also movement of his legs are a little difficult. As you can see here, you got to really push through it. Again, the knee joints kind of snap in a little harder, a little more stiff there. There's no rotation in his lower half, which is okay. Some you can see bend in his back and how the ab crunch moves forward and back nice and clean. Again, his legs don't move as well. They kind of get stuck there, but no, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially depending on your posing, because he's more of a villain anyway. And really like the paint application on his face on the right hand side and the hair overall. So he's a little more limited, but in range of motion, but not too bad. Now moving on to the accessories, as they're packaged out of the box, you can see here it does come with four different weapon accessories. I think three are one-handed. One looks like it's more of a two-handed weapon, right, or firearm. Right, so you got a nice little variation there on the left-hand side. Center, you got the explosion look, as well as the different hand molds for Frank. So a nice little collection there so far in presentation. Now, as we move closer to the actual details of the accessories themselves, here's a nice close-up of the explosion accessory, right, which would match very well with things like your frag grenade, maybe a grenade launcher from your M4 rifle. So it's just a very good and nice little accessory that you can have, especially for someone like Frank, right? The first weapon accessory here or firearm that you see, I think this is a Mac 9 or Mac 10. So I don't know which one it is, but nevertheless, nice weapon accessory here, details throughout the actual firearm itself, right? Moving on to his very well-known trusty Beretta, like the coloring of the actual pistol itself and the different hand grip, right? So it stands out very well. Moving on next to I think this is Uzi. Nevertheless, it's still awesome, right? It has a retractable stock, but it's retracted inward, so it's not movable, but still looks great. And his is probably my favorite weapon is the M4 with the grenade launcher here. Really like the overall details and sort of design of this, right? The actual mold came out very well. Very common though, but still just looks awesome because there's different color applications here, some weather look, and the stock also looks very well in terms of the different color variation. Here's Frank's angry face. It looks very strange to me, to be honest with you guys. It looks more like he's constipated than he is angry. Right? It looks like Hasbro didn't really get a good design from this mold and kind of left it that way. But not the worst, but definitely could have been better. Right, here's a nice close-up of his grenade, the frag grenade rather. Nice coloring, nice details there overall, and I know I'll be using that in the set. Right, so moving on to the different hand modes he has, right, he does have this closed fist. This is the left hand one, right? Moving on to another left hand, this is more of his open trigger hand, right? So if you're holding a firearm, looks like that one's used for pulling the trigger, right? This is the opposite of his left, obviously, which is his right hand closed fist. That left one there is again pistol finger or firearm finger. And this one's awesome because this is a saluting hand. So I really like that they've added this here, so you can have him in a more static saluting pose and less of a dynamic and or action pose. And here is Bushwhacker's finger pistol, right? So this is always an interesting weapon that Bushwhacker has, which is his finger pistol. I convert him. You can swap out of his right arm cannon. So really cool accessory there. Overall, these are a great and nice set of accessories, especially for Frank, and I really like how they came out. So overall, this is a great two-pack. I really like how Frank came out and everything from his articulation, the design itself, the mold that's been used, and just the overall look and feel from him from the Punisher War Journal, right? Now there are some issues like his skull. It doesn't look as angry. It looks too happy to me. Like it has a happy grin instead of an angry grin, as well as that magazine. Um, storage he has in the front, which limits his range of motion. Otherwise, still very good. And Bushwhacker is pretty decent, but I really think the winner here is Frank overall. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for joining me today. We took an open box exploration of both Punisher and Bushwhacker from this new Punisher War Journal set. It is available online for $54.99 and shipping now from multiple retailers. Overall, this is a great set to own and really like how Punisher and Bushwhacker came out, especially considering they're a nice two-pack overall. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more content on the coolest superhero collectibles around. Until next time, folks, keep on collecting.